Would you join me for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bless us, Lord, as we gather today for this Freeholder meeting. Guide our minds and our hearts so we may work together for the good of our community. Help us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Amen.
Amen.
In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, this is to announce that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. Also pursuant to the 2016 bylaws, rules, and regulations of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Burlington, time shall be set aside on the agenda for the receipt of public comments. Public comments will be received with respect to agenda items prior to board consideration of resolutions to be adopted. An additional opportunity for public comment will occur later in the meeting. Public comment shall be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Unused time may not be transferred to another speaker. Persons may speak once per public comment period. I will enter into the minutes of this meeting this public announcement and the advance written notice of this meeting. Freeholder Donnelly.
Here.
Freeholder Gibbs.
Here.
Freeholder O'Brien.
Present.
Freeholder Peters.
Present.
Director Gargano.
Here. At this point, I'll be looking for a motion to approve the minutes of December the 9th and December the 28th.
Second.
Motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second by Freeholder O'Brien. Questions or additions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I abstain.
I abstain.
All right, now we will move on to public comment on agenda items. At this point, we have a section of our agenda where you get an opportunity to talk about something that's on our agenda this evening. There's another section in the end of the evening that will allow you to talk about anything you want. So tonight's just on agenda items. What do we have? Mr. Lopez, agenda item or? Both. Both? All right, come on up. Name and address, sir.
My name is Louis Lopez. I live in 317 South Burlington, Mount Holly Township. I just want to say good luck to everyone in today's Powerball. I got to say it. I have just two questions on G3 and G8. Can you clarify for me?
G3 is a resolution that the board is going to take up during this meeting regarding e-waste recycling. We started this program of recycling computers back in around 1999. We did it for all of our jurisdictions. Through time, the legislature intervened and added televisions and other electronics to the program. It was well funded in that the original equipment manufacturers were responsible for providing the financial resources to the counties and municipalities to fund their programs. It was going on pretty successfully until around the middle of 2013, where the tonnage that was being recycled outpaced the legislative mandate of the funding that was available. So we're now in a situation where our constituent jurisdictions are no longer able to provide the financial resources to take care of this electronic recycling, though they still have a statutory mandate in place. We have towns, right now we know of St. Vincent, Delran, Willingboro, pretty much ready to abandon their programs because they financially cannot afford to do it anymore. We have Florence and Bordentown Township about a month and a half away from walking away from this program. The difficulty is for the constituent jurisdiction as well as us is this material cannot go in the landfill. So it's not as if someone could just jettison the responsibility, say, I'm no longer collecting this waste, and now the county's responsible for picking it up. So what we're doing in this is urging the governor to sign a bill that was passed by both houses of the legislature, creating a new funding mechanism through the original equipment manufacturers to support proper funding for this recycling.
Well, thank you for clarifying.
Sure.
And for G8,
Joe, 122 High. You want to give us a quick synopsis on that?
Yes. 122 High is an adjoining building here in the county that has been underutilized or abandoned for several years. We recently replaced the roof of building, and through our MOU contract that we have with the labor union, we're modifying that building for future years here in the county. One of the uses would be the home of the IT department here at the county. The bidding is to go out and get the materials so that we can finish moving forward with the MOU installation, as well as some of the other things like HVAC and the waterproofing.
122 High is this little building over here to the left, right behind the old courthouse. Looks like an old school.
Okay, well, I've got some other questions in the next section.
Okay,
I
sir.
think she looks like the girl from NCIS.
Anyone else on agenda items? Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. We'll move on to resolutions. I'd like to make a motion to approve items G1 and G2 by unanimous consent.
Second.
Motion by Gargano, second by O'Brien. Questions? All,
I need to abstain. Bills, G1, page 19, Colonial Village, page 67, Sedan Transit.
any other? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? As noted.
Thank you, Director.
Freeholder Donnelly.
Thank you, Director. At this time, I would move for unanimous consent of resolution items numbered G3 and G4.
Second.
Motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second by Freeholder O'Brien. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Freeholder Gibbs.
Thank you, Mr. Director. At this time, I'd like to move resolutions G5 through G8 for unanimous consent.
Second.
Motion by Freeholder Gibbs, second by Freeholder O'Brien. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Freeholder O'Brien.
Mr. Director, at this time, I would like to move resolutions G9 and G10 for unanimous consent.
Motion by Freeholder O'Brien, second.
Second.
Second by Freeholder Donnelly. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Moving to item H, questions from the press? No? Okay. And now we have our open public comment section. If you have anything you'd like to discuss with us, please stand up, give us your name and your address, and whatever your concerns may be.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Diana Rogers, and my address actually is 440 Commonwealth Avenue, Trenton, New Jersey. And I'm here this evening to represent Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the Rancoocas Valley Alumni Chapter. And we're here this evening, myself and some of our members are here this evening just to introduce ourselves to this body. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And the reason one of the reasons why we wanted to introduce ourselves is because of the work that we do here in Burlington County. The sorority, this particular chapter has been in Burlington County for 39 years, and we've been servicing the greater Burlington County area for that time, servicing the residents as well as students in particular. And just a little bit of information on the sorority. Our sorority is 103 years old today, actually. And so we are celebrating our Founders Day today. And we were founded on the idea of service, scholarship, and sisterhood. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority is an organization of college-educated women committed to constructive development of its members and to public service with a primary focus on the African American community and others. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is a private, not-for-profit organization whose purpose is to provide assistance and support through established programs in the local community and throughout the world. Right now, we have approximately 200,000 members. We have 1,000 collegiate chapters. We are here in the United States, as well as chapters in England, Japan, Germany, the Virgin Islands, and Bermuda, as well as Jamaica and the Republic of Korea. Again, we've been established here in Burlington County for 39 years. Our services, again, we provide scholarship, we provide support to the underserved, educate, and we stimulate participation in the establishment of positive public policy. We have a five-point program thrust, which is economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, as well as political awareness and involvement. And we wanted this evening to have the opportunity to say that we would like to work in partnership with the political leadership here in Burlington County as we begin to look at a number of issues, particularly around foster care, education, and the underserved in Burlington County. Again, our reach is the entire Burlington County service area, and we would like to, as we move forward through this year and beyond, to know that we can come to the Freeholder Board and other political leadership for support as we develop programming that would address the needs of the residents in Burlington County.
We appreciate that. I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be done, and we do appreciate partners in that process. Third row back is Eric Harper. If you could give your contact information to him before you leave tonight, he would be the liaison, and then we can, if there's something that we can help you with, feel free to reach out.
Great, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I can answer questions.
Anybody have anything?
Well, the director said if there's something we can help you with, when we reach out to us, but we're going to be reaching out to you because we think there's something you may be able to help us with too.
Great. And just to let you know, some of our marquee programs that we've done here, we've worked with the Willingboro High School, we've worked with Benjamin Banneker Middle School on anti-bullying programs, leadership development. We have what we call our Delta Gyms, our Delta Academy, which works with young women in the community, our Embody program where we work with young males. We have provided scholarships for students, thousands of dollars of scholarships over the course of the 39 years for students for their educational advancement, as well as working with mental health and again with foster care and with the domestic violence and health concerns. So we do a number of things in Burlington County, and again, we just want to know that we can establish a partnership with political leadership.
And the other thing we have too is our Human Services Department. There's a lot of things right there that cross over. The things that you're doing, that we're doing, maybe we can find some way to make it work better for all of us.
Great.
Mr. Matt, do you have a brick and mortar location here in Burlington County, or is it run out of?
We do not have a brick and mortar location, but what we do is we meet at the Willingboro Library monthly. We have several committees that meet at the Willingboro Library as well as the JFK Center in Willingboro, and generally you can find us there.
Our national brick and mortar is in DC.
Yes, our national brick and mortar is in DC. Our headquarters office is in DC, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Lori Howard. I'm Yarmouth Lane, Mount Laurel. Happy New Year.
New Year.
I'm just here to talk about infrastructure. So my topic for 2016. I just want to know in regards to the Centerton Bridge, after you talked to the Coast Guard and the Army Corps of Engineers, is it a possibility that the estimate would change from $21 million?
No, I would think the conversation we're having with the Coast Guard and the Army Corps would be more about the demolition of taking it down. So that would probably be just that $1 million range of taking the.
Okay, so for the $21 million, would that be looked at? Would there be?
That would be if at a design phase at that point when that was
Okay, so
being
that's
done.
something that could be bid to get 3 bids for that?
It would be bid.
That would be.
And
bid.
anything of that size would definitely go out to bid.
Okay,
We would have to go through drawings, design, the whole 9 yards, and that's where if there was a cost savings, we would look for it then, and then at the point that was done, it would go out to bid.
Okay, so it's a possibility. I mean, it's hard to say right now, but the $21 million that was just spaced, was it more in the worst case scenario for building if you had to do a certain height? And once it's demolished and the Coast Guard and the Army Corps of Engineers look at it, it possibly could change?
No, the 21 million is just on a calculation of an average bridge on an average location with that average height.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it would get fine tuned when you did test borings, you knew where you would have to be and all those types of things.
Okay.
The Army Corps at this point, Joe, it really has nothing to do with the design if we get to the design phase. The Army Corps now is because we'd be dealing with a navigable waterway.
Correct. When we got into design,
And the Coast Guard.
that's when we would deal with Army Corps and the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So the other questions I have, Also, I know the New Jersey Transportation Trust Fund is not being funded, but as you all know, there's no way, this is no way coming as an attack, but there's so many roads that have potholes in Burlington County that are county roads. So I'm just wondering, what of our legislatures, how are they helping you guys to address this? Because it just looks, we know you're in a hard situation, but there's potholes all over the place.
Oh,
And I don't, I just know how you can prioritize, when you don't have the money, they're not helping you get the money, and you have citizens here, so I'm just trying to figure out what can we do to help you, what are they doing to help you? So it just makes everybody look bad, it just makes our state look bad.
Transportation Trust Fund goes broke in July.
Right.
Something has to be done at that
Pays
point.
debt service only in July.
Right, I mean, at that point, it's gonna affect every community and our ability to attract businesses and jobs in New Jersey and definitely in the Burlington County. Potholes, actually, Joe, if you'd like to explain we just picked up a new machine that's gonna be out there real soon, which is a modern pothole filler, which which is pretty exciting, so, Joe?
Every year, the county sets up a pothole hotline through the Freeholders office. If a resident calls it in, gives us an address, gives us a location, my folks will go out and investigate and, do the necessary improvement. We also, as the director said, we just bought a pothole killer. Where my folks are going to get their training on it next week, and we anticipate having it out on the road every day through the winter and into the summer. And the benefit of this type of machine is not cold patch. We're basically going to be putting in, not a repair, it's going to be a long-term amendment to the actual asphalt. So that's why we decided to do that versus just doing more with hot patching and cold patching.
Thank you. Lastly, the Fork Landing Bridge, what are your plans for that bridge? Like, I noticed you're doing some construction around there. Are you planning to replace that, to demolish it? Like, what type of plans did you have for that? What?
Joe, why don't you give
I'm sorry, all I heard was bridge.
Fort Landing.
Fort Landing?
Yeah.
We received a priority 1 letter for Fort Landing Road Bridge before Christmas. My crews went out and made some deck repairs. The only thing that changed out there from when it before was we've asked the freeholders to look at keeping the limit, the weight limit it is, but there's evidence that trailers are being dragged across and they're hitting the guide rail. And I have asked that we move forward with design because it's one of our structurally obsolete, structurally deficient, functionally obsolete, scour critical bridges, and we're proceeding with design and replacement.
Okay. Yeah, so just, again, so when that bridge is being replaced, just 5 years from now, I hope it's not in the situation where we are with the Centerton Bridge was now being demolished. So we're investing this money, it's taxpayer money, and just hoping that we make sure that it's going to be a sound investment of the funds. If there's any federal money, have you guys been looking for federal funding? Is there anything that the representatives in Congress and the representatives
We've been in contact with everybody. I think we have our staff basically making those phone calls.
Okay.
If something pops up, we'll definitely be the first in line to get it.
Okay.
I mean, we're in contact with the Transportation Trust Fund throughout, hoping that those dollars get funded. Hopefully they'll have some sort of a fix by July.
Okay.
We were hoping it would be now, but that's not something. I mean, if you listen to everybody's speeches the other day, everyone wants to fix the Transportation Trust Fund, and the people that all want to fix it are the ones that have to. So hopefully they will.
Yeah, just let the public know. I think the more we hear, the more we know that things are being done. So just let us know because we want to help. We need all of our stuff addressed. So thank you.
Sure.
You asked what can we do to help? The logjam is in Trenton. It's not in Mount Holly, New Jersey. It's the legislative delegation, whether you live in the 7th, 8th, or 30th, that needs to come together and move this forward. It's that simple. You need to lobby your legislative folks. We're doing it here, but I firmly believe there's strength in numbers, and I think there's an impact if you can get the 1,300 people you have on your Facebook page to start reaching out to their legislative delegation.
Yeah, I asked everybody to talk to everybody, so I'm trying.
Okay. Well, we appreciate that. We really do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Come on back.
Hello, it's Bruce Elton from Mount Holly. Well, first question is, what's the status on the Mount Holly Pine Street bridges? Can you tell me?
Pine Street Bridge, Mount Holly?
Pine Street Bridge, the weight limit has been temporarily reduced. We have crews out there preparing to get underneath the bridge and make the necessary replacement to the stringers, as well as doing some rust removal and some painting.
My second question is, It's still open, right? It's not going to be closed?
I imagine it's open at this point, it's weight restricted, but when it's under repair, it'll probably be closed.
We're going to try and do a one lane under traffic, but if not, we do have the freeholder approval to temporarily close it.
Okay. My second question is, it's a question I asked last meeting of the freeholder. And probably not, is there going to be any conflict having all Republican all in the same house?
I think we're all here, and I mean, speaking for the old Freeholder Board and this Freeholder Board, we're here for the residents of Burlington County. I don't feel there's any conflict with that at all.
I think you have to judge that for yourself.
Huh?
You'll judge that for yourself.
Okay, thank you for the honest question. She's still going about that character, famous character for NCIS. And you, the first house, not the...
All questions.
Can you tell me who appointed the solicitor, who's an attorney, and who's explaining the bill? I missed the reorg meeting.
You're looking for the last Freeholder meeting?
Who was appointed as the county attorney?
meeting.
Mr. Collins was appointed as the county solicitor. The 4 deputy solicitors? 3 deputy solicitors were reappointed for a term of 1 year.
Yes, that's
Mr. Collins
correct.
was appointed to a
County
term of
solicitors a
3
3-year
years.
term, the assistant solicitors are 1-year term.
Listen, who explaining? Okay, and my last question for the Senator break. Do you think there's possibly someone want, the power could donate $21 million to fix it, or?
If someone wants to donate $21 million to fix it, we would greatly appreciate it. I'm not foreseeing that happening.
No, I'm just kidding. Will you do a statue or something for, dedication?
Let's get there first.
Huh?
Let's get to that point first.
Okay.
We'd love to have that opportunity to have that conversation with someone.
Like I said, how about when I said, well, I just want to help my community, help Burlington County, I'm trying to be a freeholder candidate.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. Move on to comments from freeholders. Freeholder Peters, do you have anything you'd like to say this evening?
No, this is my first official meeting. Thank you, everybody, for their understanding as I sit here and try to understand a lot of the bills that are coming through and getting up to speed. I'll be a quick study and be up to my feet in no time. So thank you very much for all your patience and understanding, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future.
Thank you, sir. Freeholder O'Brien.
Certainly a big welcome to Freeholder Gibbs and Freeholder Peters. And I'm sure the learning curve will be very quick for the both of you. I'd also like to thank sorority for coming out tonight. If I had known, I would have worn my red. But thank you, we really appreciate you coming out, and we'll do everything we can to work with you. So thank you. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Freeholder Donnelly.
Thank you, Director. Thanks to Mr. Lopez's question. I had the opportunity to answer a lot of the issue going on with the e-waste. The only other thing I'd like to point out, and something I tend to do this time of year, is congratulate our military and veterans office. They broke another record this year. Last year, they brought in about $18.2 million in benefits to those who've served our country so proudly. And that's, quite frankly, that's direct economic impact dollars in Burlington County, because they are economic awards that are earned by the members of our military. So those folks get to use those dollars in Burlington County. Well, this year they get just over $19 million they brought in this year. So I do want to congratulate the human services staff as well as the folks who are in military and veteran services for the good work that they've done in serving the military member and veteran community. Thank you, Director.
Thank you, sir. Freeholder Gibbs.
Just want to thank Freeholders Organo, Ryan, and Donnelly for your leadership and mentorship. And Ryan and I, I'm sure, will be learning a lot from you. And thanks to Ryan for always, being there as my sidekick on the campaign trail. Now we get to sit up here. And thank you to all the staff for welcoming us and helping us get up to speed. So look forward to the year ahead.
At this point, I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second.
Second.
By Freeholder O'Brien. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.